On this episode of Lapeef Let's Talk,
About dudes that's a
He was a bust
molester,
rapist,
right?
molester, and a
We're
horrible
not we're
person.
not talking about extreme. We're
So
not
it
talking
looks
about
good
extreme
on
people that's
paper.
on the
It
spectrum.
looks good on paper.
We're not talking about people that are extreme on the spectrum, right? We talking about like when somebody would make an opinion and say, "Oh, that's a shitty person," versus saying that that person is a criminal, right? We're not talking about criminals. We're talking about our opinion. What will make a person? This dude is a taxpayer. He fucking. If somebody is a doctor, that means they grinded their ass off in school. Like they made sacrifices when other people didn't. When everybody else was partying, that dude was over there studying. And so I'm trying to understand what would make this guy a shitty person.
Accolades don't make you a good person.
Oh, they absolutely make you great.
I disagree.
Absolutely, they make you great.
Well,
Think about it.
great
Why,
doesn't
why
mean
would somebody give you an accolade? Accolades really represent an achievement in something that you've accomplished that most other people are unable to do. That makes you great.
because they're looking for a therapist to heal you when you got to heal yourself. Like the therapist is just supposed to give you tools to help you or give you a unbiased opinion on some things that your friends or family probably ain't giving you. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. So, man, I don't know what that shit means.
But
I'm
though.
gonna jump in. No, I want to jump in
I just
because
want to
I
get a
agree with
definition
everything
of insecure.
Rashawn is saying.
What can we get a definition of insecure so we can add context to how stupid this nigga is? Not you, the dude who did that. The
I think-
definition of insecure. The state of-
No.
what?
I mean,
You
I mean,
want to
this is how I look at it, and I'm jumping. I was saying honestly because I have a problem with the statement. The statement itself, I was really struggling with because insecurities hidden behind our achievements. As men, we are viewed and graded off of our usefulness at the end of the day. You know, what can we bring to the table? You know, what are we killing? We eat what we kill. What are we bringing back to the house? What money are we bringing? Who are we protecting? All that type of stuff. We're judged off our usefulness, effectiveness, all that type of stuff. And the thing is that trials, tribulations, all those things make men who they are. You know, when you go through those type of trials and hard times, that's what fuels somebody for it. And we're gonna take any of those, I don't know, insecurities or broken issues or what have you, and we have to rise above it. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to being a man, nobody cares what you've been through. Nobody really cares. You know, you might have your moments alone after you've already achieved what you need to achieve to help, you know, find balance and help yourself personally. But you can't go to your woman with that. You can't go to your kids with that. You can't go to some of your friends with that, because people really just care about at the bottom line, what can you do for me? What can you do for the group? What can you do for the family? What can you do for your job? What can you do for society? And a lot of times we have to take a lot of those thoughts and you know, box them up and put them in different places, because it doesn't fuel you or it doesn't really help you to get to where you need to be. You know, a lot of times a lot of those feelings and stuff are distractions from where you need to go. And you know, the thing is, kind of what Anton was saying, like as an entrepreneur, I'm an entrepreneur as well, several businesses. When things go bad, things are hard, like I don't have time to panic. I'm just in problem solving mode. I'm trying to figure it out. Whatever happened at that time, it might have been tragic or tough or whatever. I don't have time to process that. I need to move to fix the problem or protect what I need to protect or help the people help. And we'll deal with that later on our own. I'm not saying it's the healthiest thing, but at the same time, you know, men nowadays need to be more doers and just make stuff happen. And I think there's more of us that are doing things than the ones that aren't, even though the way this climate is, it's making men, you know, be more feminine than before.
I'm gonna go ahead and chime in, I guess. So for me, what I took away from this was just kind of like the classic case of like, you know, like the guy who isn't the coolest guy, you know, like he's not Mr. Personality, Mr. Popular, but maybe it looks good on paper as he gets older, right? And so his whole life he might have grown up and being told like, oh, you're a loser, you're a loser, you're a loser, like you suck, right? But then as he gets older, he's like, well, if I'm the best at this, if I'm the best at that, if I accomplish this or I make this amount or I get here, this and that, everybody behind me that said that about me could suck it basically. But at the end of the day, all of his accolades on paper look good, but he's still a shitty person. Like he still sucks. You still suck. You're still a horrible person. You still have no morals. You still, like you're just an asshole. And speaking from someone who's like been in situations like that, I've seen it, like where someone looks good on paper. You're a doctor, you're 6 foot, you're this, you're that, but there's like unaddressed insecurities within that man in himself. And he's a shitty person. He has no leadership skills. He sucks. He's horrible. And that's something that money can't buy. Like it's either in you, it's in you. It can't be on you, it's in you.
So if a guy becomes a doctor, you telling me, like, what makes him a shitty person? Just curious.
What do you mean?
Probably.
What will make him a shitty person? Give me an example of what will make him a shitty person.
Have you ever seen a doctor that tells people, hey, don't go smoke, it's going to give you cancer, bro, and then they go on their break and they go smoke?
So that makes him a shitty person?
Like there's people that are just shitty people. Like
that doesn't make him a shitty person.
So being a doctor makes him a good person?
He's asking you.
That absolutely. Let me answer your question. It absolutely makes him a phenomenal motherfucking person. That means that he's a positive contributor to society. It means that he's. I'm sorry?
There's a doctor that actually just got convicted. The doctor that was over the women's gymnastics team.
Well, we're not talking about dudes that's a molester, right? We're not talking about extreme. We're not talking about extreme people that's on the spectrum.
It looks good on paper.
We're not talking about people that are extreme on the spectrum, right? We're talking about like when somebody would make an opinion and say, oh, that's a shitty person versus saying that person is a criminal, right? We're not talking about criminals. We're talking about our opinion. What will make a person, this dude is a taxpayer, if somebody is a doctor, that means they grinded their ass off in school. Like they made sacrifices when other people didn't. When everybody else was partying, that dude was over there studying. And so I'm trying to understand what would make this guy a shitty person.
Accolades don't make you a good person.
Oh, they absolutely make you great.
I disagree.
Absolutely, they make you great.
Well,
think about it. Why would somebody give you an accolade? Accolades really represent an achievement in something that you've accomplished that most other people are unable to do. That makes you great.